I'm gonna check this out real quick. Yeah, that's a pretty big storage area. So today we're going to take a look at this 2018 DRV Mobile Suite. These are beauties. These are very, very pricey and at the very up end of the price scale when it comes to fifth wheels. This specific one has full body paint, front to back. Gives it a beautiful appearance. You can see the 6-point level up auto leveling system as well. It's going to have very high-end tires as well as wheels on it. This is equipped with the Goodyear 215/75 17.5 tires. They have the G114 tire. This is an all-steel radial tire. The very high end of the price spectrum when it comes to fifth wheel tires. Another thing to note on this specific one is the frame is a boxed frame. It actually has 3 boxed sections, 2 stacked 6-inch sections on top of a boxed 2x2-inch section. Very rigid frame on this fifth wheel. Though the steps on this fifth wheel are steel, they're also power. So one of the few fifth wheels that you'll find on the market that actually give you power retracting and deploying steps. Very nice perk. Stepping up into this unit, full-size residential fridge from Whirlpool. So this is a actual residential refrigerator that you're going to get. Now take a look at the interior of this unit. Beautifully appointed. When you're looking at a DRV, you are truly looking at a full-time rated fifth wheel that is going to be constructed in the fashion that you would really want if you're going to make that full-time switch. Now, I know a lot of folks have trailers and RVs that they live in full-time that might not be rated for it, but what you'll notice about something like a DRV is the wall thickness. This area right here is going to be significantly thicker than non-full-time rated units, as well as the cabinetry, the use of higher end equipment like your refrigerator. Look at your sink faucet, the sink basin itself, all stainless steel. Really nice residential grade faucets. This isn't that cheap plastic. You get a dishwasher in this unit. This is going to have a gas cooktop with a really nice flip-up Corian countertop. That just slides down on top. Has a nice convection full-size microwave. All stainless steel, inside and out. LED lighting all the way throughout. Nice ceiling designs. If you notice, it has these return air ducts, because this unit actually has 3 air conditioning systems in it. Very large fireplace, very large LCD TV. The master bathroom in this unit is beautiful and very spacious. That is probably one of the largest stand-up showers I've seen in a fifth wheel, and I'll give you a better perspective of that here. So it's extremely deep as well as long. So you have a really nice width to it. So even though it may not be the longest shower, it's a very wide shower, and it gives you just a lot of room inside of it compared to most. You also have a Thetford flushing system, push button. So one of the slide outs as you work your way to the master bedroom is this hallway slide out, which is both a closet as well as your connections for your washer and dryer. They give you nice cabinetry inside of the slide out itself. And this is a full depth slide, so it's not one of the shortened slide. It gives you a lot of room in here. Master bedroom is very well appointed. Again, you have your return air system here for your air conditioner, which is the 3rd unit above the master bedroom. It's a full-size, king-size bed. Huge closet. It's almost a walk-in closet. Actually, I'll walk inside of it to show you. This is a massive closet. which makes up the very nose of the fifth wheel, as well as a slide at the end of the bed and a slide at the back of the bed. So because you have dual slides, it gives you a tremendous amount of floor space here. Your TV is placed up high at the end of the bed, giving you really good visibility from the bed itself. Not a huge fan of this color. I know some people really love this golden oak color. Me personally, I like your darker tones or your more neutral tones, but a lot of people really love this color. A really cool feature this RV has is faders. So you can actually fade your lighting with the control button here. Very nice. Working my way back to the back of the unit. Another quick view of the back. This little door right to the right of the entrance is going to have all your control panels. It's going to give you all of your information, your AC controls, slide controls, lighting, tank heaters, awning light. Gives you your actual power controls for AC amp usage. Jason, can you explain what this control panel as well as this control panel are?
Absolutely. So, fairly rare factory installed option. It's a voltage regulation system, protects you from low voltage as well as high voltage here. Give you several displays in real time what's going on as far as power coming into the unit. And this is sort of a, just like it says, a monitor panel. So whether we're running on generator power, 50 amp, right now we're on 30 amp out here, and it'll tell us in real time what amps we got and what power source we're running off of.
So that would be very handy, especially if you're running off of a generator.
Absolutely.
Right? Because you know exactly what generator can power what, especially in the case of boondocking or being set up in a national park maybe where you don't have shore power.
Exactly right, yep.
So Jason, could you quickly explain the difference between the sidewall on a DRV versus perhaps like a chaparral out there?
Absolutely, it's really the size at the end of the day. So this is a 3 1/4 inch stud, 3 3/4 inch overall sidewall, and so that ups the R factor almost half again as much as a chaparral or a comparable unit would. Another big difference is the frame. So this is one of the very rare units that have a 15-inch triple box channel frame.
Mm-hmm.
And exactly what that sounds, what that does for us is from the bottom of the floor to the underbelly tray is about 14 inches of insulation versus everybody else running, 12-inch open I-beams.
Yep. And I've heard it's 2 6-inch fully boxed frames stacked on top of a 2-inch fully boxed frame.
Exactly right.
Which really gives you that rigidity that you don't get with really any other system.
Exactly.
And am I correct in assuming this system's going to have fully independent suspension on it?
Axle delete and fully independent suspension.
Let's go take a look at that.
Let's do that.
So if you could real quickly kind of explain the difference between the setup on this unit versus your traditional leaf sprung fifth wheel.
Well, this is the new MoRide independent axle delete independent suspension, and that's just like it sounds. So each tire and wheel assembly has its own movement to it. So we're not transferring vibration through the axles from one side to another. That gives us several benefits. Number one, we're getting over 5 inches of travel versus 2.5, 3 inches of travel with a stick axle. Obviously, you can see we go from a 16-inch tire to a 17.5-inch H-rated Goodyear Michelin, both available from the factory. We also, this is the only system that comes standard that I'm aware of with disc brakes, standard from the factory. So it's also the new MoRide system is the only system on the market that I'm aware of that you can adjust caster, camber, toe in, and toe out.
Oh, so this gives you full alignment adjustment.
You can actually take it to a big rig shop and have it laser aligned.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So again, pointing out another big feature of the DRV is that you're going to have this full body paint. And what are the advantages of full body paint, say, over gel coat, over the type of system you may have on your traditional fifth wheels?
Well, a lot of times, and everything else, most of the stuff, you're going to have stickers. So all the swirls and whoop-de-doos on the side of the camper are mostly stickers. This is, they start with a sort of a dark gray gel coat to begin with, And then this entire coach is painted in automotive paint. In addition to that, there's 3 coats of clear over the entire paint job. So there's nothing, we can have it waxed and buffed once a year or whatever, and it should look like this, no different than a high-end car.
As long as you take care of it, right? Exactly. As long as you keep it clean, take care of it. And then I also noticed that it has a fiberglass rear cap on it with all LED lights. That's a beautiful cap.
Yeah, absolutely. All LED running lights, even the midship turn signals.
One question I have is, I see a trailer hitch on the back, and I could imagine because of the beefed up frame, the boxed frame, the thickness, that trailer hitch could actually be used to tow something versus just hold a couple bicycles. Am I correct by saying that?
That is exactly right. That's rated for 3,000 pounds trailer, and I think it's 450 pound tongue weight on there, in addition to a 7-way pin there.
So you may be able to, if you can triple tow, you may be able to put a small boat, a small utility trailer, something behind there, or even a trailer that might hold a small motorcycle or something behind your fifth wheel. And that's actually very rare in the fifth wheel industry, and it requires a much stronger frame than many of the other fifth wheels have.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you just can't do that with a 12-inch high beam.
This unit comes with the generator prep, which is essentially that whole space right there that you see taking up part of this cargo area. If you don't opt for the generator prep package, it opens this space up even more. So you have this entire front cavity for just open space. One thing I noticed about this specific coach is not only is it a wide body design, as you would expect in a coach in this price range, but the storage capacity is massive. I really don't know how to explain how large this is, other than it looks like it's probably at least 3 feet tall. And at that end, it looks like it's roughly 4 to 5 feet wide. And on this end, it's about 3.5 to 4 feet wide. It's huge. You could store a family in here. It's massive.
At least a second bedroom. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, honestly, if you put nothing in here, you could turn this into a playroom. It's so big. It's kind of short, but it's taller than any of the bunkhouses that I've seen. It's just huge. I had to mention that. Anyways, he wanted to show me this section over here. Can you explain what we're looking at?
Absolutely. The only true copper water manifold system I've ever seen on a fifth wheel. So this would be exactly like we'd have on a new house. In addition to all the lines being in run, we have hot and cold shutoff valves on every point in the fifth wheel. And that's sort of DRV's philosophy, is they want this to be able to be serviced in the field, no different than a house would. You'd go and find a problem and be able to fix it right there. So if we ever had a leak or a problem with one of the plumbing fittings throughout the coach, we could simply turn that system off and leave water to the rest of the coach on.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because I remember watching a video of a family who went with a Jayco Pinnacle, I believe it's their highest end one, and they had a small water leak, and it essentially caused the whole system to lose power. They had to shut all their water off.
All the water off, yep.
And on this coach, it's great because you can specifically and independently target where that leak's coming from, kill water to that until you get it fixed or repaired, and have water running to the rest of the coach.
That's exactly right.
That's awesome. Another standard feature you're going to get with the DRV are these 40-pound propane tanks, twin, on a slider tray, which give the ability to actually pull the system out, remove them much more conveniently than having to reach in, unbuckle them, and try to grab much smaller tanks. So this is a good convenient system, and if you're pulling up to a fill place, they may actually fill it up while they're pulled out on the tray, right? You don't have to actually remove the tank. You just pull the system out, it'll extend out a couple of feet, they fill it up, you slide it back in, and you never have to remove the tank. Another great feature that's either standard or optional on a DRV is the instant tankless water heater. And this specific one has it. It was optioned in on this particular unit. But again, it comes standard on some of these. And some people prefer them. Some people actually don't prefer them, I found out. Some people love them because it instantly heats up the water. But the other side of it is if you're turning your water on and off a lot, you may have those short periods of cool water until the system flushes the hot water through it. So the good thing is that it's optional. If you love it, it's an option. If you don't love it, it's also an option not to have it. So one thing that is unique to DRV, and Jason just explained this, is the level up system, the 6-point jack system, which has been around for a while now, was actually built in conjunction with DRV, specifically for DRVs. When you see it on a Montana or on a Chaparral or on a big country, you're going to see that that system was added to the frame. They used brackets, they welded it on, but the frame and the system were never truly designed to work complementary of each other. It's essentially like adding aftermarket wheels to your truck. It's not necessarily designed for your truck, even though they work. The DRV system with the level up system were integrated together and built and designed to work in conjunction with each other. So the frame of the DRV is actually designed for the level up system, and the level up system was designed around the frame for the DRV. This was the first truly integrated frame and leveling system that was produced on the market, as opposed to an aftermarket system that's just been kind of built onto the frames as an afterthought. So if you look at this system, and pardon the mess, it's a little dirty here from water, but if you look at the system here, you can see how the brackets and everything are perfectly designed and mated to the frame, as opposed to a bracket assembly that was just added on and welded in place. Again, you get a good look at that incredibly rigid frame that this coach has. So Jason, if somebody wanted to come in and buy this unit, I know this specific one is sold, but let's just say somebody wants to come in. We know that there's always a big difference between MSRP and the price that these units actually sell for. What could somebody expect to pay if they came to Bishop RV Center here in Corpus, wanted to get a unit very similar to this? First of all, what model number is this unit?
This is a 40 KSS B4, 2018 model. MSRP on this, due to the high example of customizations that we've done to this unit, MSRP is $175, sale price is $135. Obviously, I've got some room in there for trade-ins and different things, but yeah, that's pretty typical of the price point with these things.
Okay, you're looking at roughly $30,000 difference. So when you're looking at other units that are approaching the $100,000 range, the one thing you want to keep in mind at that point is pay very close attention to how they're engineered and built. But at that point, you're essentially getting a coach with a $50,000 base price, and you're tacking on, you know, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 worth of accessories. But that does not mean that the frame is any better. That does not mean that the suspension or that the axles and tires or any of those components are really any better. The benefit of a DRV is that the entire coach is built around that premium engineered frame, body, sidewall, floor, roofing design, and any additional features you get added on to it complement that engineering in general. You're not sacrificing, you know, the frame only because you're adding a ton of features to the actual coach itself. And that's one thing you want to keep in mind. So one piece of information Jason just told me about this specific unit, and this is a huge game changer in this field, is the roof. Most of these have that rubber roof. It's a one-piece solid rubber roof that's draped across the top, tightened around the side, and you really have to be sure you maintain it, clean it properly. All these Chaparrals behind us have the rubber roof. It's pretty much universal. If you buy a $100,000 Montana, you are buying it with a rubber roof. There's no choice to get anything but a rubber roof. This DRV has the option for a one-piece fiberglass roof. So the roof on this particular model, as you can see, it's shiny over here, is a fiberglass roof. That is a game changer in this field, because ultimately you don't have to do anything to maintain the roof of that. You might want to go up and clean it and condition it, maybe do things you might want to do to a car just to make sure you don't get a lot of dirt and debris up there and make it look pretty. But you don't have to worry about tearing it. You don't have to worry about the sun getting to it. You don't have to worry really about things like hail damage or other things that you have to worry about with your rubber roof systems. So that is a really, really nice feature about the DRV. And for a unit like this, really costing in the $130,000 range, that's also something that's very rare, to have that one-piece fiberglass roof across the top. I'm glad he told me about that. So obviously this is not a trailer that you really want to tow with a 3/4 ton pickup truck. This is, for stability reasons, you probably want to only stick with a dually, I would imagine. What does one of these units weigh, empty and gross weight?
Gross weight on all the 40 footers is 21,000 pounds. Empty, this thing, we're sitting right at 17.
Okay, so this is definitely an example of the trailer you would want the biggest, the baddest dualies to tow. It's not going to go up to their max tow capacity, but again, you really don't want to push any vehicle to its max tow capacity. If you get a Ram 3500 with the right package, a GM, whether it's a Chevy or a GMC or a Ford with the right package, you generally want to have a truck that has a max tow capacity of around 26 to 30,000 pounds to tow one of these reliably and safely, and more importantly, to stop it. This does have disc brakes on it, but just as important as having a trailer with a great braking system is having a truck with an adequate braking system to stop it. So if you're looking for the biggest, baddest, nicest full-time fifth wheel on the market, this is really what you're looking for. And you're not having to deal with brands that are pure customized brands. I mean, everyone can say brands like Spacecraft and those are great brands, which they are, but you're dealing with a brand that is only going to be custom ordered. You're not going to be able to go to a lot and really see one that you want to buy. You may not even be able to see the coach until it's done being built. With DRV, it is what I would consider on the larger production scale of your luxury line. However, it's still a very exclusive model, and you can go to a dealership, walk around one, and see if you like it, see what the interior looks like, touch and feel components instead of just looking at a spec sheet and saying, I want this, I want this, I want this, and ultimately at the end of the day, maybe not getting or not being impressed with the final product once you receive it. Anyways, guys, I really want to thank Jason here at Bishop RV Center.
Thank you.
A lot of information about these, even information I didn't know. I hope to come out here, do some more videos on some of the coaches they have. They have a lot of really nice high-end toy haulers out here. I know that my subscribers have been demanding videos on those for some time, so I'll do more videos on toy haulers as well as more of these, because I know DRV has more than one line of fifth wheel. They have toy haulers as well. They have a couple different versions of their mobile suite units, from their Elite suite to their mobile suite. And I really think that a lot of people like to know more about these. So I really appreciate everyone watching my video. If you could, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up.